Hey everyone, it's Brenda McGinnis with Terra Essential Oils. Today we're going to talk about 6 weeks to elite. And this is going to help you jumpstart your doTERRA business, whether you're new or whether you've been in a while. And this is going to be a way that you can pay for your oils and also have a little bit more money left over. And we'll go over those details with the PowerPoint. So let me bring up the PowerPoint. Okay, so this is our 6 weeks to elite PowerPoint. This first slide is a quote by Thomas Edison. It says, "Opportunity is missed by people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work." And opportunity equals the right product, which we all know we have, plus the right time, which now is the right time, and the right attitude. And that's up to each and every one of us if we have the right attitude to build our business, if we're willing to put in some time at the beginning in order to have something, down the road. This is not a get rich quick kind of program, but we are laying a foundation that's going to be lasting for a long time. So for me, doTERRA isn't really work, but it's satisfying when I can help somebody with their healthcare needs for themselves and their family. And my investment into doTERRA is a time investment into the people that I'm helping and into my downline who I'm also helping to build a business. So it is going to be a little bit of work, but the payoff is going to be great. So this is a slide that we talk about because we say, people ask, why doTERRA? Why is doTERRA the right opportunity? And the reason is because our retention rates are great. And the reason that they're great is because we have a product that everybody comes back time and time again to purchase and to use. And that's why I say that we have the right product. So I'm going to go over these charts. So the red, let's just say the network marketing standard that they use to consider somebody retained is they use a 12-month period. So if somebody has ordered something within 12 months, they consider them retained. And doTERRA uses a 3-month rolling 3 months. And if somebody has ordered something within 3 months, we consider them to be retained. So the blue area is when we go to convention and when they roll out the numbers, the blue area is what our standard is. So we have about a 65% retention rate for 3-month periods. And the industry standard, using our standards, the industry has a 10% retention rate if they use our 3-month standards. If we use the industry 12-month standards, that's the red piece, they have a 20% retention rate for 12 months, and we have an 85% retention rate for 12 months. So that's huge. That's a large number, and again, we know because our products are products that people use over and over again because they work. So success in your first week. So this, the key to this program is that you set yourself up in your very first week for success, and then that will roll into the other 5 weeks. So the direct sales experience. Appeal to your personal circle of influence. So people say, well, I don't know very many people, or I don't have a very big circle of influence. And later on, we're going to talk about who your circle of influence is And I encourage you to take notes because this could be the key to helping getting your business started. And the next point is train during the highest point of excitement. So what we want to do is we want to keep people in contact with them within the very first week. So after we have a class and people are excited, we want to touch base with them within the first week. And we want to get them going. And the key is if you wait, 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, people kind of have a cool down period. So you want to get them and keep them while they're still in their excitement period. The next thing, 3 strikes, you're out. And what that means is that if you say you're going to do something, then you need to do it. And, your word is your bond. And that's, how I grew up. If I say I'm going to do something, I absolutely do it. But this 3 strikes can mean not only something that you've done, but also something that the company's done. I know that I have sometimes received product and maybe the bottles are broken or the oils have leaked out. And that is a negative experience, especially for a new wellness advocate. And so if you do something, if you say you're going to do something and for whatever reason you couldn't follow through, and then the company sends a product and it's broken, which, we have no control over that, and, the company doesn't either. It's just something that happened. That's like the second strike. So the point here is that make sure that you follow through and do what you say you're going to do, and control the things that you can control. And then always keep things simple. So you don't need to tell everybody everything at the beginning. That's sometimes I have a tendency to try and tell everybody everything. But honestly, I have told people things and they didn't hear me because it was just too much. It can be information overload. And as a result, a couple weeks later, they're like, well, you didn't tell me this. Well, I did tell them. But they didn't hear it because it was so much information. So we just need to make sure that we keep things simple and follow up, soon after, within the first week. So 4 steps to success. The first one is to set a goal. And the goal here is we're trying to reach elite. And so the second step is schedule 4 classes in a week. And I know 4 classes in a week is a lot. It's, overwhelming. It's stressful. But just know that I am here and, and your other uplines are here to help you with these 4 classes. It's not like we expect you to just run out there and do this all on your own. We're here to support you along the way. So I'm going to get to some other PowerPoints that are going to break these 4 steps out. So don't freak out right away. Step 3, ensure a strong attendance. And we're going to talk about that later, and we're going to explain how we can do that. And step 4, get future classes on your calendar. So from these 4 classes that you schedule, you want to encourage people to share this with their circle of influence too. So step 1, set a goal. Elite in 6 weeks. That's our goal. What you do your first week determines your outcome in 6 weeks. So we want to set ourselves up to be successful in our very first week. So why elite? Elite is the first stepping stone to success. Elites are getting products paid for plus a little extra, about $300 a month. And I know some people are concerned about having an LRP. So it says Elite is where you get a firm grasp of LRP. And LRP is Loyalty Rewards Program. But if you can get yourself to Elite in 6 weeks, then you won't have to be concerned about how much money is coming out of your pocket, because you will be getting commissions to pay for your oils and additional money. And elites begin to see the vision of the opportunity side of doTERRA. Once you start receiving income and you start getting some paychecks, then you realize, oh, this is actually a real business opportunity. Why elite is the first stepping stone to success. So elite is 3,000 OV, or overall volume. So everybody, you plus everyone that you signed up or that signed up below you, their total volume, when it's 3,000, then you are elite. And it takes 3 elites to earn silver, and it takes 9 elites to earn platinum, and it takes 12 elites to earn diamond. And that's pretty simple when it's laid out like that. So basically, you're going to be elite, and then you're going to teach 3 of your people to be builders, and how to teach them how to become elite. And then you're going to help them help 9 of their people, and so on. And so it's it just becomes a repeat of teaching people the same thing I'm teaching you now. So silver is 3 elites, and each of them are making 3,000 OV. So silver has 3 elites, and they make about $2,000 a month. So I encourage you to think about $2,000 a month for the time investment. Let's say if you have a job now, I have a full-time job. Some people may have a part-time job. Some people may not be working, full or part-time job right now. But if you think about $2,000 a month, how that could help your family. So the next one is platinum. And platinum has 9 elites, and it makes an average of $8,000 a month. So you have helped your elites teach 3 people under them to become elite, which then makes them silvers. Okay? And then diamond. Same process. Diamond, you're adding 1 more silver, or you're going to have 4 elites, and all those 4 elites, you're going to help them make silver by teaching them, the people under them, to become elite. And a diamond averages about $14,000 a month. So again, this is a really true business opportunity, and becoming a diamond, is within your grasp. So step 2, schedule 4 classes in 1 week. So we're going to make an invite with all 4 dates on it, because what can happen is, we can schedule a class a month or 2 classes a month and hope that people can come to those classes. And people have a variety of schedules. People work, people have meetings, they have sports, they're taking their children to sports. And so there's all different kinds of reasons why your class schedule may not work with theirs. So what we want to do is we want to pick dates that will our people within our circle of influence will be able to go to, and we're going to pick 4 of them. So the chances of everybody not being able to go to at least one of these classes is pretty slim. You're going to get a greater turnout if you schedule 4 classes. And so this is a sample of 4 classes. Maybe you're going to have 2 morning classes and 1 evening class and 1 Saturday class. Or maybe you're going to have a Sunday class instead of a Saturday class. Or maybe your Saturday is going to be in the evening. But that's, an individual thing that each of you will need to figure out based on your influence, your friends and family. So you want to get these classes booked, and myself or your other upline will help you with these classes. So don't just think that you're on your own. You got to figure out these classes. We will be with you every step of the way. So so this is step 2. And then you're going to create, this is a sample of an invite. I actually really like this invite. And I meant to mention at the beginning of this PowerPoint that I got this PowerPoint from my upline, Kyle and Katie Payne. and her name is here on this invite. If you like this invite, we can use the same invite, and we can just change the dates and the information, put your name there and your address or wherever it is that you're going to be having your classes. And we can set it up just like this. So, you don't have to recreate this or recreate the wheel. It's already here for you if you like this or want to tweak it a little bit. So the tips for scheduling 4 classes. Choose days and times that work best for your friends, as we said earlier. New wellness advocates, this is your training. Keep to the basic class. So like the medicine cabinet makeover is, it would be the basic class that you want to teach at every single one of these 4 classes. So this is also going to be a training for you to learn how to teach classes. So I would come, for example, and I would teach your first class. And then the second and third class, I would teach and you would assist me. So we would be teaching it together. And then the fourth class, you would be teaching it. I would be there. I would be sitting there next to you, helping you, whatever you need. But you would be doing this on your own. So that would be your first class you're teaching. If you are a wellness advocate that has been in the business for a while and you want to kind of get your business jump started again, one of the ways you can do it is you can do themed classes. And here's some examples of some themed classes. And if you Google themed doTERRA classes, there are a ton of them out there that you can choose from. And these are just a sample of those classes. So step 3, ensure a strong attendance. So 3 contact methods. The first and the key to this is make a guest list of 100 plus. And I know people are saying, 100 people. I don't know 100 people. I don't even know 20 people. And I know that some people may think that. But if you sat down and you thought about all of the people that you know, there's been studies done, and everybody has at least 125 close circle of influence around them. They just don't realize it. So I was going to give you some examples of your influence, your circle of influence, people around you. And some can be sports families. Do your children play sports? Do you go to soccer or baseball or football or any of that, and you talk to the moms or the families while you're there? Invite them. Do you go to the doctor's office? I personally was at the doctor's office the other day, and I had my On Guard hanging on my bag, and one of the nurses asked me about it. And so, we chatted, and I gave her a business card, and I followed up with her. So, even if it's at the doctor's office, don't exclude anybody. You don't know. Don't make a choice for someone else. This opportunity or these oils are for everyone. Your own family, your siblings, your cousins, your mom, your parents, family, friends. I grew up and I have family friends, my mom's friends, those kind of people that you grew up with, knowing as your parents' friends. People you meet shopping. You don't know how many times I talk to people, standing in the grocery line or, even in an aisle. Starbucks. Do you go to Starbucks? Do you go to another coffee house and meet your friends there or talk to people? You order or see the same person. You go to a deli and you order sandwiches and you see the same people over and over again. Invite them. Even a restaurant server or a hostess. You frequent the same place over and over again. You may not consider them a friend, but they are in your circle of influence. You know them. You see them all the time. Your hairstylist. Do you get manicures and pedicures? Do you get massages? Any of those people that you contact along the way. Do your children go to dance class, or are they in scouts? Do they do music? Are they in band? Robotics? anything that your children do, that you take them to, that you're interacting with people, these are all key people that you can invite to your class. And I have other ideas too, but I'm gonna move on with this PowerPoint. You sit down and you start making, a list, and as you go about your day and your week and all the different things, you go to the library, mom's at school, do yoga, any of those things. So the first contact is an invitation. And one of the things we want to do is we want to write out the invitation, just like the one that we saw a couple slides ago. And then the second contact is a follow-up invite. And then the third contact is the day before the class. You want to call or text them. And, a lot of people are big on text and not so much on calling. So you would need to determine that individually. So make a guest list of 100 or more. Oh, here we go. So make these 4 classes your one-time invite blowout. Invite the world. Yes, do it. If we do this right, you only have to do this once. So, like I said, all of those people, with all of those people that I said, I know that you could come up with at least 100. But if you can come up with more than 100, keep writing your list. Make it as big as you can. Don't prejudge who will be interested. Again, don't decide for them. Don't assume that you know if they're going to be interested or not be interested. You don't know. A lot of times I used to do that too. I used to say, oh, so-and-so doesn't have the money, or so-and-so wouldn't be interested. Even the doctors, this and that. And I was wrong. So I encourage you not to prejudge. Don't rule out those you don't know yet. Like the restaurant server or the hostess. They may be your perfect builder down the road. So give everyone a chance. Contact number 1, 2 weeks before the class. Okay, so we're going to invite these guests from your list of 100 plus, right? And the best way to do it is in person. So if you have those invites, you carry them around with you when you're going to the restaurant, getting your manicure, your pedicure, whatever it is, have those invites on you all the time. You can also mail them or go to someone's house and leave them at their door. And then Facebook. So I have done invites on Facebook. And it's not always the best way, but there are some people that respond to Facebook. And what I do is I do an invite and I invite them with the invite. And then I message them personally and individually. So Facebook can work. And if you can, get that personal contact in there. Now, this is a key. Remember, those who have had an oil experience before the class are more likely to enroll. Pull out your oils when inviting. So you can do one of 2 things. When you're in person, you can give them, put some peppermint and wild orange in their hand and let them breathe that in. Give them an experience. If you're going to their house or leave something by a door, maybe you want to leave a sample. And but you're going to want to follow up, and we're going to go to the next slide and talk about that. But if they have an oil experience, then they're going to want to come to your class. So 1 week before the class, call or text those you gave invites to. So samples given. So if you give somebody a sample, or you put some in their hand when you met them personally, then you want to ask them, tell me your experience with the sample oil I gave you. Or if you know somebody that whose child is having, chronic breathing problems, and you want to give them a sample of the Breathe. Or somebody that has a lot of muscle pain, they work out a lot, and you want to give them a sample of the Deep Blue. There's I could go on and on. But if you know somebody that's dealing with something specific, then that would be a good opportunity for you to either give them a sample, a small little sample, or just go to them and put the oil, share the oil with them in person. If you left the invite by the door, on your follow-up, maybe you could say, I want to make sure you got the invite I left at your door. So a lot of people never use their own front door. A lot of people, drive into their garage and get out and go into the house. And that could be the same with people that you're leaving the invite by the door. So you want to follow up with them, make sure that they receive the invite, and if you left any samples with them also. For someone that you've invited in person, a follow-up, one of the things you can say is, I want to make sure you understood what the invite was, and, follow up and, make sure that they have it on their calendar, and just kind of follow up and have a dialogue with them about coming. And if you were in person, then you also want to say, what did you think of the oil that I shared with you, whatever that oil might be. Email or Facebook invite. Did you get the invite I sent you a few days ago? So again, I send out an invite. I invite, all the people, and then I message them individually. Do anything you can to personalize it. So again, if somebody's having a specific issue, a breathing issue or muscle or joint pain, and so you want to relate to them on a personal level, whatever personally involves them. So the third contact, the day before or the day of the class, the letting you know call or text. So this is like I remind you, I'm calling to let you know. If you bring a friend, you get a free gift. So this free gift can be anything. It can be a sample of an oil. Okay. It can be a sample of an oil. Maybe they've tried, you've given them a sample of some oil. You want to give them something that they haven't tried. What you don't want to do is you don't want to go over the top with the free gift. So there's a variety of things, and we can talk about that, and your upline can help you choose an appropriate gift. There will be an on-time prize drawing, so be on time. So what we've done is being on time is we give people tickets, and then we draw tickets out of a bucket. So everyone goes home with a sample, if that's what you want to do. I have sample cards that talks about the individual oil, and I will make up samples with those cards so that when they do take that sample home, on the card it can tell them a variety of things what that oil can do for them, so that it's not just one thing that maybe we covered or two or three things we covered in the class, and they have that card with them. And there is a special this month, and we always want to talk about whatever doTERRA, whatever the specials are for the month. So sometimes we have the 200 PV where we can get the deep blue or something else, and then we always have a product of the month. And so we want to talk about any specials that are going on. So the key to this contact is that this last contact can determine the whole outcome of your class. You want to make sure that you have this contact the day before the day of the class, because if somebody forgets, our lives do get busy, and if somebody forgets, that could be the difference between them coming and not coming. So this contact, this third contact is really key. So step 4, get future classes on your calendar. So why is this important? Your business will die if you don't continue to get future classes on your calendar. Basically what that means is that from these 4 classes that you have, that you're having, you want to get people to share the oils with their circle of influence, with their family and their friends and their hairdresser and, their person that does their pedicures. So we want to get classes on the calendar for them to have. You're using your warm market to tap into other people's warm market, so our circle of influence. When you get outside of your friends and family, you become the expert. This is when your business officially starts. So people look to you. Sometimes I know in my family, I'm like the kid. And so, they just look at me and shake their head. Yeah, okay. But when I get outside of my family, people look to me and they know they've used the oils. They, you give them information. They take it back home. They use the information and they believe in you. And they believe in the oils. And so that's really the key, is once you can get on the outside of your family and friends, that's when your business will officially start. So prize drawings and slips, and or your golden ticket. So this is an example of a prize drawing. The best way to get future classes on your calendar. What I do for future classes, let's see. Well, let's go over the drawing first. So there's 3 things on there. One, I'd like more information about how to get certified pure therapeutic essential oils. The second thing on there is I'd like more information about hosting my own oil class. And the last thing on there says I'd like more information about becoming an oil educator with doTERRA. In other words, they want to learn how to do our 6 weeks to elite class. So there's different choices, yes, no, and maybe. And so for those who marked maybe for hosting a class, ask, when were you maybe thinking about hosting a class? And then right away, you want to write information on the back of the on this card. So if you have an opportunity, if you have a lot of people at your classes, you may not have an opportunity to talk to each one individually. But if you do have the opportunity, you want to try and get that class booked that day or within the week. Remember earlier we talked about contacting them within the week. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you get back to them within the week. How to get people to schedule a class the night of the class. Have your calendar and phone available with the next 6 dates highlighted. So it says here, don't show them your calendar. So what you want to do is you don't want them to think that you're wide open. Your time is valuable, just like their time is. And so, you want to make sure that your schedules can mesh together, but that, your time is valuable and you're just not wide open. Say to them, I have these 3 dates available. What works best for you? And so you need to make sure that you know in advance what those dates are and the times. And give them something right then with the date and time of their class on it. Tell them to look for an email from you with the invite attached. So we will, we'll have an invite that's created. That's kind of a blank invite that you can send to them that they can fill out and send to their friends. So we can set it up for them. We'll have the date and the time and the address, and then they can hand them out. They can print them and hand them out. So, so what you want to do, so when you are originally setting up your 4 classes, your upline will be there. And depending on the size of your classes, maybe you're going to need 2 or 3 of your uplines. When I first started, I had a class of 20. And it was a large class, and we needed more than just 2 of us to help everyone with their needs. Help them get signed up, help them book their classes. And so, we will determine how many you need after, you start getting your RSVPs. So again, you don't have to do this on your own. We will be there to help. Consistency. Hold 2 classes a week for the next 4 weeks. So again, this is going to be, and these 2 classes are going to be the classes that people are booking from you from your 4 original classes. So you're going to schedule them out. You need to look on your calendar. You need to pick which days or evenings or whatever are going to work best for you. And those are going to be the open classes. And it's going to be first come, first serve. So if you have enough people, that you can do 3 classes a week, or you can do it for the next 5 weeks, or however it works out. But during this process, if people are wanting to build their business, then we will teach them this same PowerPoint and this same 6 weeks to Elite that we're teaching you. And then we can train them to teach their classes. So what 6 weeks to Elite looks like. So this first week is your 4 classes. And again, this is just a sample in the red. Then the second week, you're not going to have any classes. That's going to be your week to prepare for the classes that you're going to book in the next 4 weeks from your friends and your circle of influence during this first week of classes. So you can have a calendar that you can print out. You can just print out, like my Outlook, I can just print out a calendar from there, and you can just use the paper, you can use your phone or whatever, and get these classes booked. So this is your 6 weeks to Elite, and this is what it looks like. So what you do in your first week determines your success in 6 weeks. So in other words, in your 4 classes that you book, inviting over 100 people, getting most of those people there, and getting them to book their classes, that is what we want to accomplish in the first week, so we can flow into the next 5 weeks. So what's the outcome? Well, enrollments. That's what we want. We want people to enroll. For you, the Wellness Advocate is trained and actively teaching classes, and that's key. We want people to be able to teach their own classes. We want them to be empowered to share these oils with their friends and their friends' friends and all the other influences. Great fast start checks. So if you haven't received a fast start check yet and you don't know what that is, what that means is that when you enroll somebody, you earn 20% of whatever they ordered, and you get that check the next week. So if you enrolled 5 people this week, you'll get a check next week for 20% of whatever they ordered. And then next week you enroll somebody, you'll get a check the following week. And if you enroll people every week, you will get a check every week, fast start checks. And the 20%, every time that person orders for the first 60 days, you will get 20% of whatever they ordered. So that is a really great boost. And when you have your 4 classes, that is really going to boost your income. And with that, couple of things, of course, you want them to pay for your oils. And then, another thing that you're going to want to do with that money is to reinvest it into your business. Maybe buy some sample bottles and things like that, so that you can continue to share the oils with more people and help build your business. The next one, you are set up for a successful business and know how to train future business builders. Exactly. And that's the whole point of this training. Future classes booked on your calendar to keep your business going. And you have learned what to duplicate and set the foundation for Diamond. And we talked about Diamond earlier. So that's the end of my presentation. And I just want to let you all know that I am here for you. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call or contact me, or your own upline. If I'm not your upline, your own upline will be more than happy to help you. Okay, thanks.